hit that little red subscribe button, guys, for daily boxing videos. I expected Eddie to do that because he needs something to fool the people. He needs something to tell them. He'll tell them anything but the truth. Everybody knows I'm not scared. Everybody in America and half of the people over there in England know Deontay Wilder ain't scared of no man. I just beat the most craftiest, skillful guy in boxing, Luis Ortiz. We know who's scared here. We know who's been trying to get this fight done. Joshua ain't even mentioned my name, but I've mentioned his name. They don't want this fight, and so they needed something to fuel their fans up with the excuses to continue to keep this going. But a lot of the UK fans are waking up, seeing the type of person he really is. They ain't feeding into the bullshit that he's selling. My whole decision of not going to the fight was definitely a team decision. My decision at the end of the day. But it was a turnoff when Joshua and his people said that I wouldn't be allowed in the ring, that he would have extra security and a restraining order and all that stuff. He's on a record saying that. It's a turnoff to me. The point is, why be there if you can't hype up the biggest heavyweight fight in a long time? They say they want me to hype the fight up. They want me to raise the profile of the fight. What better way than free advertising? That was free advertising. Nobody had to pay for that. But they don't want this fight. They don't want to fight me. And that proved it. For that reason, we felt like we didn't need to go because Hearn's whole focus, his whole main concern is about another fighter, Dillian Whyte. It ain't got nothing to do with me and Joshua. That's his whole high right now. He's not trying to make the Joshua fight. He's trying to make another fight that we don't want. That was a pretty lengthy piece right there, but that is what the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, had to say. He said a lot of things in this fight. In this piece, he said that it was a turnoff when he saw Eddie Hearn say that there's going to be security in a restraining order not allowing Deontay Wilder to enter the ring after the AJ Parker fight to confront him in the ring. Because I guess Wilder wanted to confront AJ in the ring. So he felt like, I guess, what's the point of going there if he can't even jump in the ring? And I guess he didn't like that. I feel like even if they didn't let him go in the ring, his presence being there would have still helped hype the fight up, because he could have just stayed at ringside. Do you remember when Tony Bellew was at ringside commentating on David Haye, was on ringside commentating on Tony Bellew's fight. I think when he fought that South African dude when he won the title. Remember how he stepped up? Tony Bellew went to the ring there, and he started confronting David Haye, and they started having this big altercation right there. That hyped people up. That hyped the fans up. That's the same thing Wilder could have done. He could have got up, say some shit. Maybe Anthony Joshua would have, bent over and looked at Wilder in the corner, and they would have been going at it. That would have hyped the fight up. Or even Parker if he wins. So I think that would have been a great thing for him. He says that Eddie Hearn doesn't want the fight. He says that the majority of the fans in England and the United States believe that they're scared of him. I don't agree with that. I think a lot of the American fans think that Anthony Joshua is afraid of Wilder, but I think a lot of England fans think otherwise. They think that Deontay Wilder's afraid of AJ. I personally don't think Deontay Wilder's afraid of AJ because he wants that money. So why would he be afraid of a guy when he's gonna make $20 million out of that fight? Like I said before, I wouldn't care if I didn't last a single round with AJ, because at the end of the day I will still get 20 million, in my bank. So it really don't matter. This is just really kind of annoying to me, because this whole thing that Deontay Wilder's saying that he's gonna do him here in America, he has a whole year to face Dillian White. That just tells me that he might just end up spending a whole year defending his belt against guys like Dominic Brazil and whoever else before even fighting Dillian White. And then probably facing AJ, which means we're probably not going to see this fight for another, year and a half, maybe 20 months. This fight will probably happen 20 months from now. I don't want that to happen. I want to see this fight. I wish I could see this fight this year, but this fight's not going to happen this year. It's just the way Wilder's talking, I want to see. I'll fight Dillian White, but, you need to be in a contract A, B. I'll fight Dillian White. Contradicts himself. I fight Dillian White, but he has to first beat Luis Ortiz. Let's see if Wilder is bluffing. I hope Eddie Hearn tells Wilder or makes a press conference, a public press conference, and say something like, okay, I'll put it in the contract. If you fight Dillian White, then you will immediately get a title shot for AJ. 100%. If Eddie Hearn does that, and if Deontay Wilder still refuses to fight Dillian White, then that means Deontay Wilder's a bitch and he's ducking Dillian White. That's what that means. Because Deontay Wilder said himself, even though he contradicted himself, and he says he wants White to fight Luis Ortiz first, Deontay Wilder said that he would only face Dillian White if he fights Luis Ortiz, if there's a contract. No, if he fights Anthony Joshua immediately. So if Eddie Hearn does that press conference, and says, okay, Wilder, or that interview and says, okay, Wilder, we agree with you. We'll agree with what you want, with your orders. We'll put in the contract, you'll get AJ immediately. If Eddie Hearn does that, and if Wilder still doesn't refuse to get the fight, then that means Wilder is afraid of Dillian White. That means then he is afraid of Dillian White, because that's the duck right there. That'll be ducking. I just feel annoyed that Wilder makes things difficult. I don't know. I guess Wilder just wants to fight AJ. I don't know. All this is just really annoying to me. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think of this piece. If you watched the video from start to finish, as always, guys, I really much appreciate it. And subscribe for daily boxing video, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm out.